everyone, and welcome to another episode of Code Blue, dedicated to all things unidentified, brought to you by bluebook.tv, the platform of the unexplained. Please check it out. It's free. I am Thor, and thank you for listening. The topic of this episode: rods are really strange. Could they be real? They are one of the more understudied, mysterious phenomena on the planet. Yet, they have been appearing on camera footage all over the world. We discovered rods only recently, with the arrival of video recording devices, because they couldn't and can't be seen by the naked human eye without the assistance of technology. They only got our attention when random videos began capturing their accidental presence like ghosts or apparitions. The camera person is always unaware they're recording a rod. And now, with a multitude of videos in existence from every corner of the world, we're seeing the same signature imagery of the rod's phenomena. So why have they remained mostly invisible to this day? Is it only to the naked human eye that they remain invisible? Due to their speed, as they fly low to the ground or high in the sky, in caves, over canyons, or cities? For those who have measured their distance traveled from beginning to end point, relative to the distance and topography of the video frame, state that their speed is shocking. They're clocking in at over 300 miles per hour, like a commercial aircraft. Let's drill this down a bit. In order to be invisible to the naked eye, they must move faster from one end to the other of our peripheral near vision, say 10 feet, at a speed greater than 1/24th point of a second. For those who know, this is the limit by which a film strip of 24 still images, when played together within a second, enables, for the benefit of the naked human eye, the illusion of a movement. That's right, a motion picture is an illusion. If there were fewer than 24 frames per second, we would detect the absence of motion. We would see them. Video captures motion actually at a faster rate, at 30 frames per second, which also means greater accuracy in capturing anything moving frame by frame. An airplane flies at roughly 160 miles per hour when it lands and takes off, and up to and above 500 miles per hour in the air. We see it easily because it's huge, and it's at a distance well within our periphery. It even looks slow high in the sky. However, imagine a small object moving at twice that speed, only a feet or two away from our nose. We wouldn't see it at all as it flashes by. So what are they? Rods. More research needs to be done. Based on what we now know, they appear to be anomalous flying forms looking like animals, at 2 to 4 feet in length, sometimes greater, according to studies made by several investigators, including Bruce Maccabee. They are too big to be insects that we know, and look more like worms or snakes with wings. They sometimes have 2 sets of wings, and as many as 8 sets of wings, and anything in between. They also seem to defy gravity, as they move through the air very differently than insects and birds. They move through air like they're swimming or floating, like sea creatures move through water, like a cuttlefish as an example. One theory suggests rods are interdimensional, which is an attempt to explain why they're so rarely seen and never captured, while others believe they are homebodies, part of Earth's faunal history, unseen and undetected perhaps for thousands of years. There are cave drawings from Argentina and Spain that depict objects that look like rods. How far-fetched is it really to think that creatures could exist on Earth undetected by man for millennia, only to be discovered through technology Let's remember that deep ocean creatures only came into human awareness, and therefore existence, by way of submarines and deep-sea cameras, not before. Think microbiological life. And an elephant has probably never seen a whale. As to their intelligence, there are stories that have been collected by Jose Escamilla, perhaps the main authority on rods on the planets today, including of a rod about 3 feet in length that was caught on video circling a little boy playing in grass, as if observing the boy in his game. When the footage was shot, no one was aware of its presence at all. On another occasion, a rod flies onto a football field and hits a running referee by accident. The referee reacts, something just hit him, but he does not see what it was. The footage shows the rod explode, vaporize, or liquefy like aerosol or a water balloon. Then there's the footage of a storm-chasing rod flying directly towards a developing tornado. Even Carl Sagan's first episode of the legendary television series Cosmos shows a rod. It happens in a scene where Sagan introduces Eratosthenes, an astronomer, mathematician, and chief librarian of the Library of Alexandria, Egypt. And while Sagan is reading his ancient text on behavior of shadows in a water well to explain planetary dynamics and the science of seasons, summer solstice, etc., at 30 minutes and 52 seconds, a classic rod appears flying right before the camera lens, over the mouth of the well. The show goes on without a mention, and presumably with multiple edits done before and after the clip. The editors and producers seem to be blissfully indifferent. Most famous rod footage, though, has to be the 1996 cave jumper footage from Mexico's Cave of the Swallows in the state of San Luis Potosi. The footage shows a rod clearly crossing paths with a jumper, and in one incident takes a U-turn as if to avoid collision. The similarities between the various rods' behavior and consistent anatomical features seem to support the theory of an existence of a creature up to now unclassified, unnamed, and not understood. However, super high-speed camera experts who looked into the matter shot footage at over 500 frames per second, as compared to the standard 30 frames per second of a video recorder, to catch more precise movement within a shorter amount of time. They maintain it is provable that rods are just insects, videotaped as elongated objects due to relatively slow recording speed of 30 frames per second, and interlacing, a video recording technology term describing artifacts resulting from the way a camera shoots at odd and even lines to increase image quality, that between odd and even frame shot, the insect or bird moves an inch or two, creating the illusion of an interlaced image of an elongated creature, rather than what it actually is. To them, it is not mysterious or unknown at all. It's a technological artifact that didn't exist before videos, not because they were undetectable, but because video recordings created them. But what about the photographs, the cave paintings, and what about Native Americans' awareness of rods, calling them arrows and believing them to be spiritual in nature? The additional challenge with the artifacts argument is their measured speed, over 300 miles per hour, which happens to be faster than any insect or bird has been measured, including the peregrine falcon, the fastest bird on the planet. Was the speed of the rod perhaps measured inaccurately in the first place? Cryptozoologists have recently embraced rods by adding them to their lexicon of phenomena alongside Bigfoot, Loch Ness, dragons, and other mythological creatures. The reason we decided to include rods in our discussion here at Code Blue is to point out the need for omnidirectional openness. that in seeking explanations for the unexplained and unidentified, we must not only be open to explanations that are paranormal, we must also be prepared to embrace unremarkable explanations when they're true. Once a phenomena has been studied, explained, and understood, we must support the logical conclusion, because our aim is the truth, not the fantastic. With that kind of a true and open mind towards the unexplained, seeking to understand and identify through research, analytics, and science, without a predetermined desired outcome, that is the path towards truth that will reward us by opening up vistas of new realities that until now have remained hidden. That is the new world that awaits us. You can watch or listen to this and other podcasts of the Code Blue series on Project Blue Book and bluebook.tv. Please check it out. It's free. This has been a Code Blue for all things unexplained and unidentified. Please subscribe, and each day, let's show some compassion and kindness. I am Thor, and thanks for listening. See you next time.